YouTube family, what's good with you? It's your boy 2A in LA, and as always, fam, anything I say in this episode, prior episodes, and future episodes is just my personal opinion. Don't take it as fact. Don't take it as law. Always do your own homework and come up with your own conclusions. Right about now, I'm going to ask you to go ahead and tap that like button for your boy. If you're new to the channel, I want to say welcome. Come on in. You can join the congregation by smashing that subscribe button and requesting all post notifications. And if you are an existing supporter of this channel, I appreciate you more than you can possibly imagine. You are the reason this channel is anything. All right, fam, let's get this episode rolling. I also want to add before we get going that I am not an insurance professional, that I have limited training in the field of law. And so again, as I said in the beginning, everything you hear here is my own personal opinion. Now, while I'm not an expert in those areas, what I am an expert in is the area of finance, economics, and business. I hold graduate level degrees in those. I have been an adjunct professor at the undergraduate and graduate level, and I have been employed for almost 30 years in finance. And so I think it's from this angle that I want to have a discussion about these concealed carry insurance, in quotes, companies. All right, fam, I'm sure you guys have noticed that there has, in recent weeks, been a big rift between the USCCA and a lot of the large gun tubers / YouTubers that many of us watch and love. And this has probably been a long time coming. What they have discovered is that USCCA, and I saw this years ago, UCCA pivoted and stopped focusing on concealed carry insurance and start focusing more on training and other things because they saw the writing on the wall that coverage for a lot of these concealed carry incidents is or can be problematic. And so what was exposed is that a lot of people who paid their hard-earned money and had the comfort of carrying, knowing that they had insurance to protect them, relied on USCCA to fulfill their promise, and inevitably they started to deny people's claims, leaving people in a lurch. And when, according to these gun tubers, when they realized this and they started questioning USCCA, USCCA was evasive and, wasn't responsive, and ultimately these gun tubers felt like, they could no longer endorse the company for concealed carry insurance. Now, the issue is many of them were under contract with USCCA. They were sponsored by USCCA, so they couldn't speak out on it until they were no longer under contract. Now, I give them grace. I started to come out and name names and talk about people who had done this, but I've decided I didn't want to go that route. I'm not here to shame those gun tubers. I am a capitalist. If USCCA was paying them money and they were affiliates, then okay. The issue that I have with them is now that they're no longer under contract, they've come out with the new. Now they're talking about, USCCA, after telling us that USCCA was the bomb for years, now that they're announcing they've severed ties with USCCA, but let me tell you about my new boo. Let me tell you about my new boo. And if you've noticed it, the new boo is attorneys on retainer, right? And they're supposed to be better because this is a law firm, it's not insurance, and you can rely on them to protect you because they are not an insurance company. So I don't know attorneys on retainer. I don't know about the moral character or the principles there, but I'm going to assume that they're good guys and they're good guys and ladies, and that they are competent and capable. So I'm not here to disparage them at all, not at all. Nor really am I here to disparage USCCA, although I think, ultimately their practices, their business practices were not conducive to proper concealed carry coverage. There is a reason why I have never come out and endorsed a concealed carry insurance provider. There is a reason why I have not been an affiliate to an concealed carry insurance provider. There is a reason why I've never accepted sponsorship from a concealed carry insurance provider, even though I've been approached on multiple occasions. The most I have done is analyzed the various coverages of the various insurance providers at the time I did that video and show kind of what each one offers, and I've left it up to you to make your own decision about kind of which one you think best serves your needs. Now, the reason I haven't done this is because it's not because I'm not an insurance professional. It's not because I'm not a legal professional. It's because in good conscience, I find it difficult to promote a product that I have never used. And when I say I've never used it, it doesn't mean that I don't have concealed carry coverage. I do. I've never, though, had to file a claim. I've never gone through a process. And so people can tell you how great an insurance carrier is, but you really don't. But if you never file a claim, how do you know? How do you know? And to my knowledge, not one of these gun tubers or YouTubers out here has been in a concealed carry issue where they have had to personally fight off a case. And if they haven't done that, then they're speculating. The same way they speculated about how things would work with USCCA, in my opinion, they're falling into the same trap of speculating how things would work out with attorneys on retainer. Now, they're relying on the fact that one is a law firm and the other is insurance. But here's what I would tell you. Here is how real retainer agreements work. You decide in advance, before you have a legal issue or at the onset of a legal issue, that you want to have a relationship with a specific attorney or a specific law firm. And so they tell you that their hourly wage for, the services that they would provide, let's say, are $200 an hour or $300 an hour, whatever they are. You guys agree on that dollar amount, on that hourly dollar amount. And then you pay them in advance a certain dollar amount for their services. So let's say, for instance, it's $300 an hour and you pay them $1,000 retainer. And the way retainers agreements generally work is that once they start doing work for you, they start utilizing that $1,000 retainer until it is used up or close to being used up, at which time you need to refill it. And so if legal fees incur, there's no stop to that. You can keep paying, refilling that retainer every $1,000 as long as you are utilizing their services indefinitely. And what that allows you to do is, you have an attorney on retainer that's available to you, and it protects the law firm because they only work until that retainer is no longer has any cash associated with it. And if you want to refill it, they will continue to work. If you don't refill it, they will not work. So that's the way a typical retainer agreement works with a law firm. This is not that. Okay? This is not that. This is you paying a certain dollar amount every single month and kind of paying into the kitty. And if you ever do get involved in a self-defense situation and require legal representation, they do not start eating away at the money that you paid them, and then when it's out, you replenish it. They see you through it, right? Through to the end. That's their claim, right? So that's fine. But essentially what's happening is their hope is that they do not have, so that the fees that they have coming in on a monthly basis provide such a cushion and provide ongoing cash flow so that if one of their members gets into a self-defense situation that has to be litigated, they have the money available to do so. And I believe that attorneys on retainer feel like they have put in adequate, levels of cash flow and have an adequate pot, if you will, of cash to be able to handle all of the potential cases that come up, right? And that's what you're banking on. In my opinion, you guys, this is a form of gambling. This is, and they may not call it insurance, but this is what insurance does, right? You pay fees every single month to your insurance company, whether it's a homeowner's policy, whether it's an auto policy, or whatever the case may be. And you're hoping that if there is an issue, they pay out your claim. Now, that's all good until it's not. And I'm sure we've all heard about these things, right? Where out here in California, you have an area that's devastated by wildfires, and they get an exorbitant amount of claims hitting the insurance company all at once. And how many times have we seen an insurance company file bankruptcy, go belly up, and not cash out on those claims? And you're hoping that the federal government is going to come in and assist you, right? That's what happens. And the same thing will happen here. If, in my opinion, if the claims and the litigation work associated with claims start to exceed the amount of cash that they have, that attorneys on retainer and firms like it have in reserve, and they exceed the amount of money that they have coming in, they're going to be in trouble. And if they're in trouble, you're in trouble. So I don't want you guys, now the hope is that this doesn't happen. The hope is that this doesn't happen. But everything is all good now until it's not. And so am I telling you should not get concealed carry insurance? No, absolutely not. Because I look at it kind of as, musical chairs. You keep moving. You just don't want to be the one standing when the music stops. And barring an issue where attorneys on retainer is overwhelmed by the claims that they have versus their reserves or the amount of money that they come in, you could be fine with them. Just like you could be fine with any number of these companies out here. But I don't want you to be fooled into thinking that it's a guarantee that these companies are going to be there for you when and if you need them. We hope so. We think so. But don't be deceived. This is the part where they're not telling you. And this is the part I have with these content creators and these YouTubers and gun tubers. They're not giving you this part of it. For years they told you USCCA was the best thing since sliced bread until they weren't. Now attorneys on retainer is the best thing since sliced bread until they're not. And so I'm going to tell you what I tell you all the time. Don't take what I'm saying as fact. Don't take what I'm saying as law. Don't take what any of these other people are saying you as fact and law as well. Do your own homework. Come up with your own conclusions. Don't rely on the endorsement of the YouTuber, me included, saying that, oh, this company is the gold standard. You should be suspicious, reasonably suspicious of any YouTuber who says that, any gun tuber that says that, any gun company, any concealed carry insurance provider that says that. And so that would be my advice to you, fam. I had just been seeing so many of these former USCCA people jump off that bandwagon and jump onto this one. And like I said, you signing up, if I give a gun review, right? I've shot that gun. I know how it operates, right? I can compare how that works with other guns that I've shot. In the case of concealed carry insurance, until you file you paying for the service is not you utilizing the service. You utilizing the service is filing a claim. And until you've done that, you really don't know how any of these companies are going to behave. So just be cognizant of that. The last thing I would want is for you guys to be in a situation. Now, again, I'm not saying you shouldn't get concealed carry insurance. I think you should. I think you should do your homework and find the organization that is the best for you and your family. I would just say that no, you should know that same way you utilize auto insurance, you hope that they are going to be there when you need them. There is not a guarantee of that. And even the best way to ensure that an insurance company behaves properly is to avoid needing to file a claim. All right? That's it for this episode, fam. Until next time, as always, take care of one another and peace.